Hello, my darlings. My name is Katie of Rosebloom Readings. Welcome to Rosebloom Storytime. I always wonder, I know I put the timestamps down below, but I also know not everybody goes for the timestamps. People kind of, let the video play. And I always wonder, like, people who, are new, quite a few viewers on each video are initially very new. The subscribers and people with notifications on and stuff usually come kind of later. Algorithms, I don't know. I don't claim to understand it, my babies. And I always wonder, like, if they're like, what the fuck is going on? It's Rosebloom story time, my babies. That's what the fuck is going on. So I got a very interesting question from very sweet, beautiful, darling, we'll call her Spring. She's like Spring. Spring is lovely, Spring is joyous, Spring is happy, Spring is beautiful. And she asked quite a few questions for Rosebloom Storytime. One of which was asking about... I had mentioned at some point, people bring up things I mentioned in readings, and I'm like, baby, I promise you, I have zero recollection of saying anything. But at some point, I had brought up being a musician in the before times. And she asked a bit about that, asked about how I ended up doing what I do for a living. And I was very interested in answering that, but also in the last 2 weeks, I've had quite a few people reaching out to me. It could pretend, I can't remember when I posted the career reading, a week ago maybe, I'm not sure. But I had quite a few people reaching out, asking kind of similar questions about, the trajectory in which they were on, where they were headed, where they were meant to be going, how they could know if, where they wanted to go was where they were meant to go, or if it would be successful, etc., 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 etc. And, each individual situation obviously is very much that, is an individual situation. I want to split it, please. Thank you, babies. So I thought it would be very fun to kind of talk about my own experience and the kind of, winding avenue that my own path took, and how nothing is, finite and so on. So let's start at the beginning. What are we doing for selectors, please, loves? These? Okay, thank you. I was a musician for quite a long time. It initially started, I've always wanted to be a writer. Love writing. Have always loved writing. I used to write stories in little dollar store notebooks that I would buy before, thank you, darlings. Before the interwebs were as popular as they were, and I would fucking fill those bad boys. Like, I had shelves and shelves and shelves and shelves and shelves of notebooks of stories that I could not even remember the premise of. Thank you, loves. And that kind of evolved into, as my teenage angst hit, it kind of evolved into poetry, and I had always really, really loved music. I came from a very, very, very lovely family who was very into music, had a vast taste of music. My father is a true Aquarius, and if you know any Aquarius, you know that Aquarius are just, music is their life source. And I have so many. Okay, no, I'm not going to tell the story because I feel like if that wasn't like your time, you'll be very concerned. But if it was your time, you kind of get it. Anyway, who hasn't, had their dad dig around in a grocery bag full of cassette tapes while driving one-handed on a highway to find the right tape? Who hasn't had that experience? That's my childhood. Anyway, so writing poetry evolved into writing songs. I had a lot of fun writing songs. I loved singing. I have also, for the majority of my life, been so shy that it has hindered a lot of aspects of my life. Being perceived. It's not my cup of tea, I'll tell you that. But I loved music. I loved singing. And I was fortunate enough to get a little group of people and start a band. And God help me, I cannot remember the name of the band right now. It was a very long time ago. And it was amazing. It was everything. It was happiness. It was amazing. It was so wonderful to get to create music, and we got to work with a real, genuine, actual producer from the city that I am from that is not by any means a musically forward city. And we got to create music, and it was wonderful, and I loved the people that I got to be in a band with. Those were my babies, my loves. I loved them. It's such a beautifully special connection to work with people that you're creating with, and to share ideas and go back and forth on sounds and words, and it was magnificent. And I was very lucky to make some very, 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 very special friends through doing music. And I remember actually, we were together for a few years. And I remember going through my first significant breakup, a teenage breakup, which, bar none, probably one of the worst ones I'll ever go through. And we had a deadline. We were recording. We made a couple little EPs, 3-4 track EPs, and on real CD-ROMs, I'll have you know, to give you a time frame. And I went into the studio, and we were setting up to record. And I was sitting on the couch, and I hadn't finished the song. The last song we were supposed to be recording, I was like, I'm going to bring it home. I'm going to finish it. Don't worry. Got it. We're good. And I came in, and I had my little notepad, and I was just sitting there on the couch staring into space while everyone's like setting up and talking and laughing. And the guitarist, very, very, very wonderfully sweet young man, was joking around, and he was, playing on his guitar, and he was singing into the microphone, goofing off, and he was trying to be silly and making jokes. And I looked up at him, and I remember we made eye contact, and I just burst into tears, and nobody knew what to do. Baby, that's not me, for sure, in a public setting. And the vibe had been so high. We were all so excited. We were almost done the EP. Everything was bubble, 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 excitement. And I was sobbing. Oh my God, alligator tears, for fucking crocodile tears, whatever they're called. Whatever reptilian, scaly creature, that was me. And that hasn't changed. And I remember he was so sweet. He was a Scorpio. So sweet and darling and tender. And he switched out his electric guitar for an acoustic one. And he started singing, Miserable at Best by Mayday Parade, because the first line of Miserable at Best is Katie, don't cry. Which, like, like, those are the friends you need, right? To this day, that is like my most favorite comforting song. When I'm sad, I'll sing that song and I'll be fine because of the memories associated with it. And things were going really, really well. I was very heavily inspired by a lot of different musicians. Hi, Roro. And I really loved the concept of storytelling through music. So, you know, conveying emotion, conveying a message, but through a story. Kind of in the way that, like, you know, Queen had done and My Chemical Romance. And I was very inspired at the time by a lot of European metal. Yeah. Nightwish is jumping out at me in particular, which is a Finnish metal band, I believe. The sound of them. And just, yeah, these like fantastical stories, getting to make them up and sing with them. And it was a lot of combinations of different sounds. And some songs were very heavy and some were very melodic. I remember one in particular. I can't remember the name of it. Something Paradise. I don't remember. Something Paradise. Some emo word Paradise. And it was this very, very, very intense song about essentially two scumbag teenagers who, you know, thought they were going to be together forever and carried on this debauched lifestyle. But the backtrack was a harmonized version of Ave Maria, because I do love me some operatic high notes. And I was very proud of that song. I was very proud of how that song came out because it was so beautiful. But if you paid attention to the lyrics, it was like, oh, this isn't very beautiful at all. But it had beautiful piano, it had beautiful harmonies, it had beautiful operatic background. I believe it had violin as well. I think it had, yeah, it was very, very lovely. One of my favorite songs that I got to make. And this was before the digital age, so unfortunately these songs do not exist anymore. I have the CDs somewhere in my house. I could not tell you where. And I loved it, and it was amazing. And we went out of recording, and we all became very, very close, as, you know, musicians who work together should be. And unfortunately, we had a few instances where we were lucky enough to get to perform in front of people. We were actually on the news, the local news. For whatever fucking reason, our producer had some sort of connection to a local newscaster who was like in desperate need of a story for the morning news. And oh my God, my grandmother recorded it on a VHS tape. This is how long ago this was. And yeah, unfortunately, I hated performing in front of people. I hated it. I hated it so fucking much. Oh, with every fiber of my being, I did hate it. I did not like looking out to the crowd. I didn't care that, you know, it was really hard to see them with the stage lights and so on and so forth. I hated it. Hated it so much. I would clam up. My throat would seize up. I was so confident on several occasions that I was just gonna upchuck on the whole fucking lot of them. Did not like it. Did not like it at all. And I was the singer. Like I was up there. I couldn't even hide behind a drum set. I was up. We had a very talented drummer. Ooh, we did. okay, yeah, no, I can't name drop. He was very, 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 very talented. He's gone very far. And did not like it, did not like it. And, you know, it comes to a point when you realize that you can love what you do so very much. But at a certain point, you are holding back the people that you care about who have these very high dreams, you know? The people, the wonderful, magnificent people I was in a band with wanted to pursue that. They wanted that to be their life. They wanted to go, you know, the fucking early 2000 I'm in a band dream. You wanted the tour bus, you wanted to tour, you wanted to perform, you wanted to do festivals, everything, everything. And I was like, I do not. I liked to write my little songs, and I liked to sing in the little studio, and I loved getting to help produce the music and work on the music. Did not like performing in front of people. I barely liked singing in front of my own band. Like they had, for the first, like, I think for the first EP, I had to hide in a private recording booth so like people wouldn't see me. And it was just the producer and the assistant producer who would get to hear me and talk to me, and like even my own band couldn't hear me sing until it was like recorded, and then it was like, yeah, play it back for them. I'm leaving, bye. um and so yeah, I left, and with that, it kind of gradually dissolved into, you know, everybody kind of separating their own ways. And we all stayed very close friends. And I was very fortunate. About 2/3 of the band went into, you know, other bands. My guitarist, sweet man that he is, who sang Miserable at Best for me when I was blubbering because of a boy hurt my feelings. Went on to he went into a heavy metal band, and they were performing at a festival, and that was amazing, and I got to go see him, and he was fantastic, and he was doing really well, and I was really, really fortunate to be able to write a few songs for his band. My backup singer went on to start a band with her partner, and they do like they tour like all around the country doing shows at restaurants and blah 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 blah. And I got to write a few songs for her, and she's magnet. She has a beautiful voice. That is a songbird of a woman, my goodness gracious. And they got married. That's so cute. Little band, traveling band, and you're married. Like, that's so cute. And this was, as is probably obvious, before YouTube. I think actually this was, I think we were recording our second EP right when Justin Bieber was starting to get like big on YouTube, at least in Canada. I don't know when that happened like internationally. But yeah, I don't think he had started working with Usher yet. No. He was still on YouTube, but he was like getting big, because I remember going in one morning to record at an ungodly hour, and they were all sitting around the producer's computer, and they were like, have you seen this kid? Have you seen this guy? Look at the views. And I'm like, what are we talking about? I'm so sleepy. What's going on? And so because that's always the way it is, like you go down a different path and then you think back, like, what if it had been 5-10 years down the... Why is my phone alarm going off at 11 p.m? Turn off. Please help me. No. Shh. Don't let me turn you off. No. Why are you yelling at me? Oh my fucking goodness. Shh. Oh my God, why won't you let me do this? Let me turn you off. Oh my God, what is Okay, fuck. Oh my god, that was crazy. It wouldn't let me turn it off. Anywho. I'm choking, I'm panicking. If it was 5-10 years later, maybe, because I did start to record stuff at home a few years down the road. I got a little piano. I got a little Yeti microphone. I wrote my little songs, sang my little songs. Before, you know, the era of SoundCloud and what have you. And, you know, if it was a few years later, maybe, you know, that would have gone differently if I could hole myself up in a little studio and post little things on YouTube, much like I do now. Maybe that would have been different. But eventually, you know, I let it go. And then this is going to seem funny. At least to me, it seems funny. I was going to be a doctor. I wanted very, 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 very much to be a psychiatrist. Very much. That was very important to me. The concept of getting to help people through difficult situations, to hopefully have a positive impact on people who were dealing with their own difficulties was very important to me. And that was like surefire. That's what I was doing. I was so confident for several years. Went through school. I was actually, I was traveling. And when I came back from traveling, I was going to start university to become a psychiatrist, become a doctor. And and that didn't happen. You know, things changed. Avenues became different. I ended up connecting with a very wonderful friend who would then become my mentor. A very, very, very talented, intuitive, very sweet. And wouldn't you know it, started doing this. And it was just a lot of following what felt right and what I felt called to do, even though it was not ever prior to that something that I had considered or even something I really knew very much about. Yeah. And we'll go into the details. Someone asked, you know, how did you become a psychic? How did you develop your intuition? We'll go into that at another time. But yeah, so, you know, and I love what I do. And I'm very, 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 very grateful for how fortunate I am to be able to do what I do and to have the connection that I have to so many fantastic, wonderful people who make doing what I do so meaningful and so wonderful, and have allowed me to just feel a lot of very constant gratitude and a lot of security that at one point I did not feel at all and was pretty confident I might not feel, at least for the foreseeable future. And I love it. And is it the end game? Probably not. Probably not. The writing, the passion for writing has never, ever left me. And that's why it's so cool that when messages come up about creativity and about, you know, different forms of art, and so many of you resonate with that, it's incredible. So many of you are fantastic musicians and artists and writers and creators, and that's wonderful. That's a beautiful energy, and I'm so fortunate to have so much of that energy around me. And that is still what I would like to do for the long haul. But all that to say, I love what I do, and I would not change it at all. So, when I talk to some of you and I, encourage you to pursue what you feel drawn to pursue and to follow where your heart leads you, that's very authentic. Because it's from me, and so but when I say, like, I understand how intimidating and unforeseeable those choices can be, I do understand it. And I mean that very, very strongly. I do understand that kind of feeling of confusion and uncertainty, and knowing in your heart of hearts that one path perhaps is more on paper logical, but another path is really pulling you very strongly. And again, everybody's situation is different, everybody's circumstance is different, but I do not ever think that you are in the wrong for listening to yourself and following where your heart leads you, where your passions drive you. Because I've done it, and I'm very grateful that I have. And I know a lot of people who have, and who have a lot of happiness, because they get to exist doing something that is meaningful to them, and doing something that they're proud of doing. And yeah, trust yourselves and follow that, because I think it's always going to lead you somewhere very good, to listen to yourself with clarity. Because I do not believe that what pulls you and what drives you is by accident. And, there's so many overlapping layers that our journeys can take. I get to do what I do for a living, and I get to be very excited about what I do, and I get to connect to really wonderful people, and I get to hopefully, in some small fraction of a way, make even a minute positive impact on somebody at some point. And that's worth everything. But at the same time, I get to pursue something that has been my dream since I was like 4. And when I was, making up stories and acting them out in a forest behind my house. And maybe that will lead me somewhere cool. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah. So yes, that is today's Rosebloom readings, storytime / lore, bracket, trademark, bracket. I hope you enjoyed it. Anywho, today, cutscene. I need like a jink. I want, you know what I want? Actually, I want like a sparkle graphic from like one corner of the screen to the other, like a PBS Kids show where it's like, da, 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 da. Hello, 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 my loves. Whew, I am out of breath. I think I talked a lot. I don't know when I started recording. Long time. My name is Katie of Rosebloom Readings. Thank you so much for being here with me today, my loves. Today's reading, my darlings, we are going to be looking into channeled messages from yourself a year from now. So a year from the time that you are watching this. This is a timeless reading, my darlings. Whenever you stumble upon it is when the messages are meant to reach you. I'm very excited. There is one particular group, cannot tell you which one. I will tell you when we get to that particular group. That's not me being like, haha, secret. I do not know which one as of yet. That inspired this reading because their energy came forward yesterday and had a lot of really exciting messages to share. And that inspired me to turn this into an entire reading. So, as always, my loves, we have 4 piles. One day it might be different. Today it certainly is not. Count them with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pile number 1, my loves, is commitment. Pile number 2 is take flight. Pile number 3, that was a loud noise. Pile number 3 is shifting. Pile number 4 is mediumship. I will have the timestamps down below in the description box, my darlings. If you feel drawn to more than one pile, it is most likely because there are messages that are meant for you in each of those piles, my darlings. Take your time selecting. If you need more clarity, take a long breath in through the nose, hold it for 4 seconds, and let it out slowly through your mouth, my loves. Follow your intuition, my darlings. Whatever you feel drawn to is what is meant for you. There is no rush. Take all the time that you need. If you need to pause, feel free to do so. When you are ready, I will also be ready, and we will get started. Oh, Jesus. Sorry. Hello. Hi, my babies. Group number 1, if you picked this gorgeous card, Commitment, this is your reading on channeled messages from you. Hello. Hi. A year from now. Immediately. Very, very, very gentle prickles on the top of the head, my darlings, crown chakra. It actually feels like somebody just came and like leaned down and very gently kissed me on the top of the head as they were like passing through. And my right ear has started ringing as confirmation. We have the 4 of Ariel, which is the 4 of Pentacles. When you give, you also receive, being resistant to change, extremes in how you save or spend money. And then we have the 3 of Gabriel, which is the 3 of Wands, prosperity arising from wise planning, time to take the next step, optimistic plans that turn out as expected. Okay. This is very interesting energy. This is very interesting energy. This is very interesting actually as well because of the Rosebloom story time that we had earlier. I'm sorry, that is, I just think it's so cute. I'm really excited that I started doing it. I think it's the sweetest little thing. It makes me sound like I'm like hosting a children's show, which this is not, by the way. Please, no, absolutely not. I cannot emphasize enough how, despite I'm a mother, this is not a child-friendly space. Okay, it feels like you're really... This feels like something that you've been wanting to do for a while, my darlings. You've really been wanting to make a change. And it does feel, with the Wands and the Pentacles, it does feel as though that change is pertaining to work. And I'm getting a lot of very buzzy energy in my right hand. I feel like you want to do something on the computer because I feel like clicking like a mouse and typing a lot. And it feels like it's something that you've kind of been toying with for a very long time, and you've kind of, you know, taken a step forward and then like scuttled back 2 steps, taken 2 steps forward, scuttled back a step, because it's daunting. It's daunting. It feels like you really want to put yourself out there in some kind of way. You really want to express yourself in a very, very grand way, but I feel like I'm hearing comparison is the thief of joy. So it feels like you've been inspired by people who are doing some element of what you want to see yourself doing. But that inspiration has kind of turned into like an intimidation factor. Because it's like, well, they do it and they do it extremely well. What chance do I have? And it's like, baby, don't worry about it. Don't worry about what they're doing. Get inspired by them. Get, you know, if you want to be influenced by them, that's fantastic. But in the same breath, they've been doing it for enough time that they have the practice, the knowledge, the expertise, and the financial whatever the fuck to be able to do what they do in a way that of course you're not going to be able to do when you start out. That's just unrealistic, my darlings. And it does feel as though it has the potential to go very far. With the 3 and the 4 here, it has the potential to go very far. And I do feel as though you've taken quite a few steps, as I said, to researching or getting the equipment or, you know, getting a space set up or deciding like finitely what it is that you want to do. But then you kind of froze up. And a part of you is like really kind of itching to be like, okay, no, this isn't going to work out for me. I'm going to stop while I'm ahead, blah, 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 blah. But I do see a lot of opportunities coming your way because I can hear you, my darlings, a year from now saying, don't hesitate. Don't clam up. Take that chance that you feel too afraid to take, because I'm here and I'm glad that you took that chance. I'm glad that we took that chance. but I also hear them really encouraging you to go with the flow, because I do feel very strongly, my darlings, that this is going to go well. If you allow yourselves to move in a more fluid fashion, and you allow yourselves to, you know, kind of ease your mind and not have such an intense state of rigidity and control, I see this going well. But I also see it going differently than you expect, because you feel like a very anticipatory person, my darlings. You feel like the type of person who has an entire, you know, laid out outline for what they want and how they want it to go, because it feels like you're very talented manifestors, and it feels like that's how you manifest. But a big part of manifestation, my darlings, and I feel like you know that, but I feel like it's not something you like to hear. I'm sorry, I'm being called to tell it to you, my darling, so I'm going to tell it to you. A big part of manifestation is knowing that Spirit's always going to have our best interest at heart, and what we receive is going to look like what we've asked for, or it's going to look better. And if it looks better, then it's going to look different than what we've asked for, my darlings. So I can hear yourself saying a year from now, don't hold so tightly to the vision that we had, because something better is on the way. And it's kind of like, you know, stepping onto this boat. You're heading for a journey. You think you're heading to a destination, but the boat's turning. You're like, no, 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 that's not where I want to go. And the person steering the boat or whatever the fuck is like, no, trust me. And you're like, no, 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 that's not where I want to go. And you can bail off that boat if you want, my babies. You could be stuck out at sea and somebody could send you a life raft, or you can hook up on a dolphin and fucking go back to shore and start over again. Or you can trust the person steering this giant ass boat, who probably has hopefully been doing it for quite a long time. And you can follow the route that they're taking you on to somewhere where you're meant to be. And that is a very prosperous place, my darlings. I am hearing yourself saying, that is, I'm hearing yourself saying, that it takes a lot more dedication than you thought it would, but it's dedication that you're capable of giving. And why do I have so many tarot decks in my little deck pile over here? But yeah, it definitely feels very successful. I feel there's definitely an element that's different. Either you end up doing something, you know, differently than you envisioned. You know, what you create ends up being different than you envisioned. What you put out there ends up being different than you envisioned. Or also, I'm hearing very strongly in my right ear, someone is yelling at me that that it's on a different platform. So like the original platform that you kind of plan for or that you pursue, maybe there isn't as much attention or traffic. How many am I taking? I'm not taking all of those. I'll take 4. Thank you. Yeah, as much traffic. So you kind of move elsewhere, and then you see a lot of success there. And cross-platforming is a very big part of content creating. Not a part that I have the attention span for, but most people do. So we have victim mentality, family, friends, and guides, conflict, transformation, and deserving. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, so victim mentality, it feels like there's so much of you saying, quit while you're ahead, quit while you're ahead, quit while you're ahead. And it's like, well, no, baby, don't, because there's no such thing as quitting while you're ahead. That doesn't, in this circumstance, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to say that in this circumstance, because it's like you're not quitting while you're ahead because you haven't even tried. What's happening is you're wanting to give yourself an excuse to not try. And that's different than quitting while you're ahead, my darlings. That's cutting yourself off from potential success because of the fear of failure. And so through that fear of failure, you give yourself certain failure. And that's not fair, my loves. That's not fair to you. You're not bound by this, my darlings. But I am hearing that it's really worthwhile for you to try authentically, genuinely, and fully. Not try with the intention of failing, because then you're like, okay, I tried and it didn't work out. Try with the intention of succeeding and see how well it goes, my babies, because I do feel as though it's going to go very well. Conflict, a lot of boat analogies here. I'm hearing actually quite a few sea shanties. And But yeah, it's like, you know, spirit is guiding you somewhere. Don't resist it, because in resisting it, that is where the exhaustion, the fatigue, the you know, loss of adrenaline, loss of passion, loss of creative drive happens. And instead it's like, no, follow that, because that's constantly moving. When you're creating anything, let alone creating something that you're putting out into the world via the internet, you have to allow yourself to be fluid. Inspiration strikes in many different forms, my loves. Our tastes, our passions, what we're interested in, what drives us changes. So practicing allowing yourself to feel fluid in that way, my darlings, because that's leading you right to here, to a very, very successful, very exciting transformation. And I really, really like that we have transformation at 5, and then here with guides and deserving is 6, which is like, yes, you've done it. You've gotten over the difficulty and you've made it, and now it's clear waters, my darlings. And that's really what it feels like. What your energy feels like a year from now is being so grateful that you stuck to it, that you committed to it, but that you didn't have such a tight, intense, gripping hold on it, that you allowed it to move more fluidly and to become something really exciting and really successful. Okay. There's so many cards back here. All right, we'll do the Mermaid Tarot. Ooh. I'm also hearing you saying, yeah, I was literally just about to say, I'm also hearing you saying not to be afraid to reach out. Even though people may seem intimidating, and sometimes people can be that way. Sometimes people can be closed off and, you know, not wanting to share their industry secrets or whatever the fuck. They can fuck off. That's not the type of people you need. You will find a community through this of people who are sharing ideas and sharing, you know, tips and sharing just, you know, support for each other, and a little like collaborative community through that. You just have to keep looking for it, because that's really imperative to your success as well, is, you know, working with somebody, having somebody to collaborate with, somebody to bounce ideas off of, somebody who has, you know, different experiences than you, even though they might be doing the same thing or pursuing the same thing. But with the Two of Cups and the Three of Pentacles here, it definitely feels like working together is something really important for your success in this situation. And I feel like that's coming through because I feel like that's not really something that you do a lot. You feel very, very independent, very, you know, on your own, very you against the world, lone wolf type stuff, which, you know, can be hot, but this isn't the time for it, my loves. And then the Nine of Pentacles, a lot of success, my darlings. And what's exciting is that once you get through this kind of, you know, more loosening, you know, your tight hold on the reins sort of a thing, the success, it surprises you, I will say. I can hear you saying that very clearly, is like, I didn't think it would get this good that quickly, which is very, very, very fucking cool. Okay. Let's pull this. I don't know if we'll pull charms. I thought that we'd pull charms with this reading, but now I'm not so sure. Stand still. Power. And potential. Gorgeous. I'll take you. You're sticking out. And pleasure. Ooh. My goodness. Okay, so. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. It was kind of pretty, and then I went and fucked it all up. Oh my god. Okay. There we go. Nope. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Good enough. I don't care. I always care. I care very deeply, actually. Consistently. I'm hearing that summer for you is going to be a very, very, very significant. I don't feel as though a lot of you start this or start pursuing this in summer. But I feel like you see a lot of success in summer. So, If you start pursuing this in summer, it would take until probably the next summer for you to see success. But I feel summer very strong, especially near the end of summer, whenever that is for you. In the Northern Hemisphere, I'm seeing like August, September type stuff. Deers and crescent moons, very, 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 very significant signs for you, my darlings. I feel like some of you, especially those of you who want to be like live streamers of some kind, I feel like you have this vision of wanting to do it at a different time zone other than your own, in a pursuit of success. And I can hear you saying like, one, yeah, that's a good idea. And there is success in that, but please remember to take care of us. Like, please remember that if you're existing in work in a different time zone, you kind of have to exist for the most part as a whole in that other time zone, instead of, you know, working in a different time zone but then existing in your own time zone, because that has the potential to cause you to burn out very, 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 very quickly, my loves. And you don't want to do that. Taking care of yourself as well. Very, very, very strong message coming through for how important it is to take pause every now and then, to take your breaks, to take days off, even in the midst of really intense and really, really vigorous success. Even more so in those moments, actually, because you need that. Because you can't burn yourselves out, my darlings. You cannot burn yourselves out. You cannot lose your drive and your passion that quickly. You cannot put yourself at risk of any health issues just for the sake of that. You need to take care of yourselves. Very important. Please listen to that, because I feel like even though as me and yourself are telling you that, you're like, yeah, no, I'll be fine. Please listen to that, my darlings. That's coming through very, very, very... What the fuck was that? Was that a car? Do we transport back to 1912? What the fuck was that? But very important message. Very, very important message. I'm also hearing you say that the path to success is a lot simpler than we thought it was going to be. You thought it was going to be a fucking mountain you had to climb, my babies, and it feels really like this. Little garden steps, and then a whole expanse of options. I'm hearing like you can change what you do, you can grow what you do very quickly. I do see a lot of you starting out independently and then ending up either working for a company or working with like a small group, which I feel like is why there was so much importance put on, you know, having like a little community to do what you do, for that reason. Okay, let's pull these and then the archangel animals. Ooh. A personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. Your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon, absolutely. And we got commitment, actually. That was the selector card. And it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Bottom of the deck energy is the end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. So full moon, and full moon. And then I just poked myself in the eye. First quarter moon. I tried to be very quick about rubbing my eye, and it was like, ka! Yeah, so, I mean, very clear, my darlings. Very, 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 very clear. It does feel as though this is something you have wanted to start sooner, or you've been planning for a very long time, but some aspect of your personal life has been holding you back. Some of you could have ended a relationship. Some of you could have changed your living space. Some of you could have, you know, had to switch up your working situation. Something in your personal life has taken the forefront of your attention, and I'm hearing you saying like, that's okay. That's how it was supposed to be. We needed that time. We needed to step back. We needed to see with a renewed sense of clarity, but also we needed to have the time away from this to understand fully that when we came back and still very much wanted to do this, it was for a reason. And your commitment is being tested. Yeah. And then it's time to release negativity. Yeah, that goes back to what we were picking up on earlier, my darlings, about you needing to believe in yourself, because it feels like you want the people that you tell this to believe in you very strongly. And it's like, yeah, that would be wonderful. Sometimes people don't, and you're allowed to prove them wrong eventually. Ha ha, he he. But also, you need to be the one to believe in yourself. Above all else, my darlings, sure as shit above the people who aren't believing in you. And you can't validate how you don't fully believe in yourself by saying, well, they don't fully believe in me, because fuck them. Even if we love them, we can love people and sometimes say fuck them, because sometimes people don't believe in us the way that we deserve to be believed in, and that can be for whatever reason. That can be for them wanting something different for us. That can be for them wanting, you know, more immediate success, or more whatever the fuck, simple success, or whomstever and their opinions. So don't base your belief on yourself on others. You believe in yourself. And then when you succeed, which you will, you get to say, hee hee ha ha, you should have believed in me. And they get to say, oh shit, yeah, you're right. Whoops. Okay, let's pull. Are we pulling charms? Are we pulling charms? Or are we pulling letters? Or are we not? Okay, they say no. But what we are going to do after this is, you can ask a question, my darlings. Any question, but I feel like a lot of you want to ask a question to yourself a year from now. And get what the fuck is that? Oh, it's a helicopter, I think. Or plane? I don't know. Some sort of large aircraft being noisy. But yes, ask a yes or no question. Thank you, darling. We have Rhinoceros, Be Strong and Courageous, Archangel Sandalphon, and Rokiel. And we have Bear. Oh, I love bears. They're so sweet. They're so sweet, you almost forget that they're fucking terrifying, but they're so sweet. Use power with wisdom, Archangels Uriel and Jophiel. And then bottom of the deck is Butterfly, be ready to transform with wisdom, Archangel Preminelek. Okay, so a lot of wisdom. Use power with wisdom and be ready to transform with wisdom. And be strong and courageous. Yeah. Believe in yourself, my darlings. Believe in yourself, because that belief is what is going to pull you through the ebbs and flows of this journey. Because again, it is going to look different than you originally planned it to, my darlings. But sometimes that happens. And sometimes the differences in our situations that we don't foresee are what make them fantastic and are what make them successful. And you have an extremely fantastic sense of intuition about you, my darling. So listen to that intuition and trust that intuition, because that intuition is going to guide you to this place of success. So not, I'm hearing you say, don't like force the answers. Don't feel something, but then say, no, that's not what I want to, that's not the message I want to be receiving. So let's make it this. Don't do that. Because that's you resisting. That's you pulling, you know, on the sails of a boat that's trying to go elsewhere. And you're saying, no, it's supposed to go over here. And that's the resistance. And that's where the difficulty and the burnout comes, my loves. So do not do that, my darlings. Because this is something that's going to go really well for you and going to lead you to a really exciting place with a lot of opportunity. I'm seeing so much opportunity for you, my darlings. Which is really exciting. Okay, is there anything else? Oh, they give me a shiver and they tell me no. All right, my loves, let us get the little oracle deck for you to ask your question. I just got her. Isn't she cute? I don't know where I put the box she came in, but she's cute, right? She's just a little thing. Just a wee little thing. Oh, okay, is it coming out already? They say no, put it back. Okay. Feel free to ask your question. Pause the video as you feel called to do so. Unpause it whenever you're ready. I will start shuffling. Yes or no question, whatever you want it to be. Doesn't have to pertain to yourself a year from now. It could if you wanted it to. Doesn't have to. whatever you feel called to ask. I will say, I just got this deck at some point, yesterday, the day before, who knows, I don't know, time isn't real, and it takes a while, it really thinks about it. Oh, my chair's moving. I feel like you're changing your question a lot. You're being like, no, actually I meant this. Actually, no, maybe I should ask this. Actually, no, this is the question I want to ask, which is like, that's fine, baby. Oh, they're telling me to turn it over. Okay. Oh my God, I forgot I had tea. I'm gonna drink tea later. I mean, this is what I work out for, so I can shuffle for this long and not have an issue. Do you do push-ups? No, I shuffle cards for a living, baby. Don't worry about it. There she goes. Get more information. I mean, how could we possibly? But yes, okay, so take a breath, my darlings. Pick your question, not different ones at once. I'll put a timestamp down below for each pile, the yes or no. So if you want to ask more than one, you can. But yeah, give yourselves some clarity, my loves. Take a breath, a little reset. Do a little wiggle if you got it to get rid of the energy. Aren't these cards so pretty though? Like, I just love them. I just love them. They make me so happy. There we go. Choose a new direction. Give me one more, please. Yeah, give me one more. Thank you. So I feel like, yeah. I feel like a lot of you could have asked about, you know, the direction that you want it to go in. And I feel like there's a secondary idea that a lot of you have. If you don't have it yet, it will come to you. Don't stress yourselves out thinking about it, my darlings. It will come to you very naturally if it's not something you've thought of already. But there you go, babies. There you go, babies. But what was I saying? Yes. But it feels like that secondary idea has a lot of potential, because it feels like the initial idea for a lot of you, not all of you, this is a general reading after all, my loves, for a lot of you is too much of a mimic of the people that you're inspired by. And that's not where your success lies, my loves, because, you know, the success of mimicking somebody is very fleeting. You're meant to pursue a more original idea, a more unique way of doing things that's unique to you, that really drives you and really makes you excited, and that's where your success lies. If anything, pertaining to the fact that because it's something that makes you happy, you become more passionate at it, and the drive that you need is towards that, my darlings. Is there anything else, my loves? Oh my goodness gracious. They give me a shiver and they tell me no. Group number one, my sweet, beautiful darlings, thank you so much for allowing me to connect to your energy. Very exciting things, my loves. There is so much, so much content. I promise you, when the alarm went off, I turned my phone off. What is happening? Good Lord. I mean, confirmation for fucking sure, my babies. Okay, you need to be quiet. Thank you for reacting to my story. Be quiet. Love you. Thank you. Holy fuck. Yes, a lot of contentment in your energy a year from now, my darlings. There's so much pride for yourself, which is really beautiful to see. It's like, we did it. We did it. We believed in ourselves and we did it. And look how well it's going. And I'm really excited for you to experience that, my darlings. I hope that you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please feel free to let me know, my loves. I love hearing from you. I love talking to you. If the reading resonated and my energy resonated, please consider subscribing. All of my links. Oh, sorry, lost a deck. All of my links for Patreon that has the extended 18 plus readings, as well as exclusive readings once a month, an exclusive 18 plus reading, an exclusive general reading, as well as the monthly forecast for every month. My Instagram, my Etsy, and my email for more information on private readings are down in the description box below. Thank you so much for being here with me, my darlings. I'm very, very grateful to be able to do this for you, and I'm grateful to have you with me. I love you very, very much. Bye. Oh God, I love tea. Oh, I'm so happy. It's very lavendery. Why is it so lavendery? Yum. I'm so happy. Okay. Alrighty. Clarity, please, my loves, bring it in. Thank you, my darlings. Hello, group number 2. If you picked this gorgeous card, take flight. I was drinking tea, and so the condensation was on my hand, so the card was like... This is your reading. Unchanneled messages from your future self a year from now. What the heck is happening, my babies? We have the 6 of Gabriel. Very interesting. Some of you might be drawn to pile number 1 as well, because I kept seeing the 6 of Gabriel, which is the 6 of Wands, and the 6 of Swords a lot in that reading. So if you felt drawn to another reading, they could there could be some messages for you in that reading, my darlings. 6 of Gabriel, 6 of Wands. Congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. Time to move on to the next project. Awards, scholarships, or promotions. And we have new beginnings. Archangel Jeremiel, maybe. Starting a new life, finding your purpose, a forgiving and compassionate review of the past. I have to sneeze so fucking bad right now. Sneezing and itchy noses, confirmation for you, my darlings. Okay, so I can hear you saying a year from now, we did it. We did it. We made the change. I feel like a lot of you have moved, and it's a move that's a bit intimidating. Feels like you're moving away from where you've known, from your friends, from your family. Some of you could be moving to different countries. Excuse me, my darlings. I feel like a lot of focus is on community and on family. So some of you could be moving for a relationship. You could have a partner who's moving to be with you for a relationship. You could be moving to start a family. You could want to start a family with the partner that you're with now, and where you're living, for some reason, it just doesn't feel like that's where you should be starting a family. So you're moving elsewhere to start a family. It does feel as though where you're going, take flight. My babies, airplanes fly, right? You see. So some of you could be moving to start new jobs. Some of you could be moving to pursue different avenues, go to a different school, different university, college, whichever resonates, my darlings. Some of you could finally have saved up enough money to allow yourselves to move from where you are currently. Yeah. I can hear a lot of, it's like really, you know, when someone's like so excited, like I can actually see you guys like grabbing my wrists and like bouncing up and down and being like, I did it, I did it. And it's so cute. It is so cute. Okay. What are we pulling? We are pulling this first, please. I love what I'm seeing. I love the energy of it. I'm very excited. Thank you, babies. We have peace. Okay, I wasn't going to take you, but we have that. We have kindred partnership. Gorgeous. And we have great gratitude. Am I taking anything else? Ooh, this. No. Yes? Yes. There we go. Yeah. Thank you, my loves. Hi, Ro. Okay, so I don't want to cover up kindred partnership because I really, really like the energy in that. Okay, so it feels like a lot of you are moving for a connection or are going to meet a very significant connection a year down the road. Some of you could be moving to this new place with a very close friend, very trusted friend. It doesn't feel as though this is a journey that you take alone, because courage comes out where obviously, you know, going down this path requires trust, requires bravery, but it feels very strongly that you're not alone in this. And then meeting a very significant person through that. Birds are a really big signifier for you, my darlings. Rainbows. I'm hearing the movie The Lighthouse. Especially white birds and white feathers, as well as the sound of birds, but like not just one bird singing specifically. I'm hearing more than 3 birds singing together are a strong signifier from spirit. It feels like you're moving somewhere that brings you a lot more peace. Hi, baby. You're gonna knock my tea over with your giant butt. Hi, baby love. Hi. I mean, that's like probably top 3 most inconvenient spots for you to be in this room, but that's okay, maybe. I know. Okay. Please don't knock over my tea, though. I'll be so sad. I love you. Okay, go to bed. Somewhere with a lot of nature, somewhere with a lot of water, somewhere I can hear you saying it's so easy to breathe here. You could have difficulty breathing very clearly where you're at now. My left ear is ringing so loudly, it's absolutely bananas. You could be dealing with asthma. You could be just living in a place that has, you know, quite a bit of air pollution. It's not very clear, or at a very like energetically congested place. And so where you're going to is, it just feels like I can just hear you like taking a deep breath in like every day when you're outside, and you just never get over how easy it is to breathe and to exist. It does feel as though where you're going has like an element of quiet and an element of smallness. It feels like a lot of you now live somewhere where it's very busy. There's a lot of hustle and bustle. There's a lot of constant movement, and the energy that I'm getting from this is very still. You cannot go up there, my baby. You cannot go up there. Don't look at me like that. You cannot go up there. Do you see that gigantic, incredibly pricey dog bed over there? Made for a dog? And if you go over there to that giant mirror and look into it, you will see a dog. That's you. Yeah. That's you, baby. Oh my god, you fucking knocked over the tea. Okay. I love you so very much. I do. Yeah, no, that's the tea you spilt that you just sat in. I know. Yes, okay. All right. Can you please go lie down? I do love you very much, darling. Okay. But it feels like, ooh. Hi, baby girl. There's so much quiet, and there's so much peace. Like even the water here doesn't feel like it's like rushing. Like everything just feels so easy. You could be moving to a place that's warmer than where you're at now. It's definitely much closer to water though. It's on like the edge of, even if you're living in like the same city or province or state or whatever fucking name for whatever, it feels like you're moving from like one side of it to the other side at the very least. But a lot of you I see moving at least across country, if not overseas somewhere else, but definitely closer to the water. I feel like your flight goes from nighttime, and I feel like you arrive where you're supposed to be just after sunrise, or you fly during the day and then arrive where you're supposed to be just at sunset. But the sky is very, very beautiful. It feels very much like a really, really, really nice confirmation. I can see you enjoying it, and it's like, no, okay, this was the right decision. It feels very right. It just, there's no kind of like remorse with it. It's like, no, okay, this is very much what I was meant to do. And I feel like that's why a year from now you're so excited, because this is a really big, really significant, really intimidating decision that you've had to make, my darlings, that has taken a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money, a lot of courage, but you've done it and it feels fantastic. Feels wonderful. Okay. What do we, okay. This? No. This? No. Yes. Okay. Some of you I'm hearing could be moving somewhere to pursue something to do with acting or film, or something like there's an element of fantasy. So perhaps like a book or a production of some kind. Yeah, the Hierophant. So I feel like a lot of you could be writers, or your partners could be writers, either ones that you're moving to be with or ones that you meet in your new location. Okay, that was that. Yeah, so I feel like, hang on, yeah, ooh, this is nice. This is nice because I thought earlier when we got 20, which is that Judgment? Maybe. I don't know. I thought it was the Sun. And now we have the Sun. So thank you, Spirit. Beautiful confirmation. And then bottom of the deck is the Fool, which is lovely. That's wonderful energy, my darlings. Absolutely new beginnings. So with the Two of Swords here, with the Knight of Swords, and then with the Hanged Man in reverse, which I think the Hanged Man is probably the only card I read in reverse now and then. I do not usually read cards in reverse, and I think that has a lot to do with my card reading abilities being strictly intuitive. If you could tell based on how I'm like, I don't know what number this card is or what it means. Because that happens like 10 times a reading. But so Two of Swords and Knight of Swords, it definitely feels as though you know the right decisions to make. And I can hear you saying that a year from now is like, no, you know the decisions to make. And it feels like you're looking for a lot of validation to be like, is this the right decision? Is this the right decision? And you're getting a lot of conflicting opinions because those decisions are meant to come from you, my darlings, because you know the decisions to take. And you know from a combination of logic and a combination of heart-centered intuition. And it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fantastic. I'm also hearing you saying the way that we see this is the way that it is. I feel like some people are telling you like, oh, this is just a fantasy, and you're just imagining that it's going to go well when it's not, because, it's something different. And it's like, no, the way that I'm seeing this is how it actually is, because I can see this clearly, because I'm intelligent and incredibly intuitive. And a new beginning, my darlings. Better than you can imagine, better than you've wished for. Absolutely, my loves. Okay. What happened here? Nope. There we go. Okay. Truth. Yeah, truth with the hangman upside down like that. You trust. Oof, babies. Come on now. And transformation. Oh, my sugar biscuits. Okay, yeah. So you see this with incredibly accurate clarity, my darlings. Don't second guess yourself. Feels like a lot of you could be moving somewhere where the beach is very prevalent, or you could be moving closer to the beach. You feel very drawn in by water. If you're not moving onto the beach, you're moving somewhere where like you can walk 5 minutes and you're at the beach, and that is so peaceful for you. Very healing, very meditative for you. I can hear you saying a year from now, you're like, we don't even recognize ourselves, but in a really good way. Because it feels like you've been bogged down with a lot of stress. Some of you could, I'm hearing grief for some of you. Some of you could, you know, just really need to leave behind certain things that like you've tried to move past from, you've tried to heal from, and it feels very strongly that you're being called to move away from them because that's the final step of releasing them. And for some, that's the case, my darlings. Everybody's process of letting go and healing and moving through something is different. But it definitely feels like, yeah, like you're moving out of a more heavy energy into something wonderful, something that feels very celebratory. Blue butterflies and yellow butterflies are really big signifiers for you, my darlings, as well as the colors blue and yellow are really, 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 really prevalent in this group. Okay. Like, look at all that blue and yellow. Blue and yellow. We have blue and yellow. We have blue and yellow. We have colors. I'm also hearing you say, like, we don't need... Thank you, darlings. We don't need to tell everybody everything. You know, especially if there's, like, some really strong naysayers around you. And even if they're naysayers because, you know, they have your best interest at heart and they only want the best for you, and etc. and so on and what have you. It feels like, you know, sometimes it's okay to keep your plans and decisions to yourself or in a closer circle, and then kind of just to like notify other people to be like, hey, in 2 weeks I'm going to be moving to wherever the fuck. We should hang out before I move away. And people can be shocked and people can dump their opinions if they want, but at least it's not bogging down the entire process for you, my loves. You can even set a strong boundary and be like, listen, if you don't agree with my decision, if you don't agree with what I'm doing, I don't need to hear it. I don't want to hear it. It's not for me. So you can keep that to yourself, or we can just not hang out. You know what I mean, my darlings? We have the Queen of Swords. Yes, absolutely, my darlings. We have the Knight of Wands. And we have Death and Rebirth. Okay, gorgeous. Yeah. So huge sense of transformation, my loves. What you're leaving behind is healed a year from now. I can see that very clearly. And it's through this incredibly imperative change and transformation that you've had the bravery to pursue that you get to reconnect with your heart. It feels like you've kind of had to quiet your heart a bit because of the heaviness that exists within it at the time. And see things through a strictly, you know, logical point of view, which is difficult because you do feel like somebody who very much leads with their heart. And through this change and through trusting your intuition, my darlings, and through trusting logic and through, you know, harnessing that kind of independence and certainty and courage of the Queen of Swords, you get to you know, connect to the Knight of Wands and reconnect to that sort of fiery, passionate, heart-centered energy, my darlings, which is really lovely. Air and fire, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and Leo, Sagittarius, Aries are very prevalent in this group, as well as Scorpio. All right, my loves. We're going to pull the Moonology, and then we will pull the Archangel Animal Messages, and then you can ask a yes or no question. We'll pull the Oracle deck. I don't know why I just spoke in that voice. That was really weird. I think, I didn't see it clearly, but I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to be here. Neither are you. Whoa. Okay, so we have Bear, Power with Wisdom, Archangels, Uriel, and Jophiel. If you could just stay still, baby. If you could just stay still, baby. And Rhinoceros, be strong and courageous, Archangels, Sandalphon, and Rokiel. So, nothing is coincidence, my darlings. These came out for a reason. The energy is gaining momentum. Waxing moon, bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. Yeah, just a confirmation that, you know, although it feels daunting right now to kind of listen to your heart, because there are a lot of feelings that are flowing through your heart currently, my darlings, to remember that it's there for a reason, and that even if you might try and quiet it, you're still too connected to it to not listen to it, my loves, in a reassuring way. My neighbor could not close his fence louder. And then we and then we have prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. So it feels like Aquarius and Taurus season are very significant for the decisions that you make, my darlings. Perhaps you, you know, make the final decision to move in one of these seasons and then end up moving in the next season, or however it resonates with you, my loves. Okay, I still want to pull maybe one or two of these, even though a couple came out. Whew. One it is. Thank you, darlings. We have Goat, act from your innate wisdom, Archangel Primalech, and Pan, God of nature. Gorgeous. Beautiful confirmation, my darlings. Beautiful confirmation. Definitely confirmation that, yeah, even if you believe you're listening primarily to your head, my darlings, your heart is too connected to you to ignore it fully. So I feel like that's a comforting confirmation from yourself a year from now. Is like, don't worry, we never stopped listening to our hearts. We never stopped following our hearts, because I feel like that's something very important for you to always be doing, even though right now it feels like there's a heaviness to it that makes it perhaps more difficult than it once was to do so. Okay, my loves, is there anything else? Whew. All right, I'm going to get the Oracle deck. So think on your question, my loves. Yes or no question, whatever you would like it to be. And oh, that's precarious. Okay. And then we'll get these cute little things. Look at them, aren't they so sweet? So if you need more time, my darlings, please feel free to pause and then unpause when you have your question ready, or just think of it now as I'm shuffling. Whatever you feel called to do is a-okay with me. Thank you, loves. This is the sign. I mean, I don't even need to take another one. I was going to take another one. I don't even need to take another one. I am going to show you the bottom of the deck energy, though, because she's beautiful. No need to worry. Very warm, very, very sweet confirmations, my darling, from yourselves a year from now. A lot of pride for yourselves, my loves. A lot of pride for the courage that it takes to make the decisions that you are going to take that will lead you to a really, really, really solid and really certain place of happiness a year from now, my loves. Very well done. I'm very proud of you, and you are very proud of you, and that is fantastic. Spirit is very proud of you, my darlings. Is there anything else? Oh, they gave me a shiver and they tell me no. Group number 2, you beautiful darlings. I hope that you enjoyed that, my loves. If you did, please feel free to let me know by leaving a comment. I love to hear from you guys. I love to talk to you. If the reading resonated, my energy resonated, please consider subscribing. All of my links for Patreon, that has the exclusive 18+ extended readings, as well as monthly forecasts and exclusive readings, so on and what have you. My Instagram, my Etsy store, and my email for more information on private readings are down in the description box below. Thank you so much for being here with me. I love you very, very much. Bye. Hello, 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 my beautiful darlings. Group number 3, if you picked, whoa, this card, Shifting. This is your reading on channeled messages from yourself a year from now. Very exciting stuff, very different messages in the last 2 readings. Very fun, very exciting. There's a lot of pride and a lot of excitement that I'm picking up on your energy a year from now, which I love to see. Okay, we have 18, the moon, Archangel Haniel. The opportunity to improve your plans, listen to your intuition for accurate guidance, face your fears, and grow stronger. And we have the Knight of Michael, strong, committed, intellectual, and diligent. Time to move quickly, choose logic over emotion and sudden changes. Okay. Okay. Okay, what's happening? What is oh. Okay, so really, really, really big, really significant changes happening, my darlings, very, 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 very soon, that a year from now, you're going to be fully settled in. And it feels like these are changes that you've wanted for a very long time. And it feels like they come on so suddenly that it's like daunting, because it's like, well, no, I've waited for this for so long that now that it's like being brought to my attention, now that it's being offered to me, I don't really know what to do. And I can hear yourself a year from now being like, just go for it. Don't hesitate. We always hesitate. Go for it. This is very interesting. This is very interesting. Okay, I have so many scalp prickles right now. Somebody is... Okay, this does feel multifaceted. It feels like a project, it feels like work, but it also feels like a romantic connection, because I can feel like someone lying on someone's chest, and I'm in the space of lying on someone's chest, and they're like running their fingers through my hair, and that feeling of starting like at like my hairline and like running their fingers like all through my hair, which, baby, I have very, very long hair. Like, that is a task. It is, your fingers are probably gonna get lost in there. I won't lie to you. And someone in this connection is okay. This is cute. I can hear you saying this isn't the person that we thought we would find, but they're better. And someone in this connection is very... You're both very, 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 very spiritual, very intuitive, but one person has been, you know, more so kind of surrounded by like logic. And so to connect with this fantastical, beautiful, gorgeous, ethereal, intuitive, it's like, whoa. like that's what you're saying. You're like, whoa, I didn't expect that. Someone has a dog. Someone has a dog who's like their best friend. And this dog feels very important to this connection. Okay. This is really exciting. It also feels like the next year is going to be extremely successful for you in terms of creative pursuits and in terms of work. I just saw the True Love card pass by in the deck. Thank you, babies. So we have courage. We have new supportive connections. That's gorgeous. We have playing it safe. I'd like to take 2 more if I may, please. Taking steps and happy success. Okay, gorgeous. Yeah. Beautiful, my darlings. So I feel like what you do for a living, bottom of the deck, is commitment energy, my darlings. That's very beautiful. If there is a person in this connection who can grow facial hair, it feels as though you are growing it out. It feels like you didn't have it for a bit, or this person, whoever, you know, however it resonates, didn't have it for a little while, got rid of it, didn't really like it, but then you grew it back, and it felt, you know, it felt nice. It felt good. Take very good care of it. It's very soft. I can like feel, okay, this is kind of weird. I can like feel it. It's really, I'm like scratching like a dog, and I really like it. It's soft. Also, it smells really good. Someone's using like beard oil or something. It smells really good, and I just want to I like facial hair. I'm a very tactile person. But yeah, whoever has facial hair in this connection, if there's a person with facial hair in this connection, take very good care of it. It looks very good. It really, I'm hearing this person say, so if it's you with facial hair, your person. If it's not, if they have facial hair, and I'm hearing you say, that it really suits you. And I don't think that's something this person with facial hair felt for quite a while. But it really suits, it looks good. It looks nice. It tickles also. I'm hearing the other person say, like, it tickles when you kiss. Okay, and somebody's kissing the top of my head. Okay. So this person comes out of fucking nowhere. You're saying that very clearly. You're like, I didn't expect it. We didn't expect it. They just showed up, but don't miss this opportunity. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Trust yourself. Trust that we want this person. It feels like a lot of you are in very creative positions. You could be content creators, you could be writers, you could be artists, you could be photographers, you could be musicians. You create something. What you do for work is brought to existence through your effort and through your hands. And this person has some sort of similarity in what they do. But I will say, there are kind of different energies here in a positive way. One of you is a bit, no, I was going to say serious, and you were like, no. And I was like, no, you're right. Okay. There's a lot of joy in this connection. There is a lot of joy in this connection. There is a lot of happiness in this connection. There's a lot of celebration in this connection. This is the energy that came to me yesterday, and was talking to me about this connection, and was so excited about it that it made me excited and made me want to do this reading. So if anybody enjoys any aspect of this reading, it is because of your energy, my darlings. Congratulations. Thank you very much. And a significant connection for somebody's energy to come towards me at a time when I'm not channeling, I'm not even reaching out, and to be like, knock, knock, can I tell you about this person I fell in love with? And for me to be like, baby, abso-fucking-lutely. Very beautiful energy. But there's a lot of joy in this connection, but it definitely feels like one of you is more... It's hard to explain. I want to say one of you is more serious, but that doesn't feel accurate. I guess maybe one of you is like, the easiest way to say it would be like one of you is more sensitive and the other is more like protective, but you're both very protective and sensitive, so that doesn't even feel accurate as well. It feels, okay, it feels kind of like this energy. And for this, I feel like for the majority of you, this is your energy where you want a connection. You've wanted a connection. You're feeling quite lonely, but it feels like you're feeling lonely with purpose. You're feeling lonely for a specific person, my darlings, and it doesn't feel as though this is a person you've known consciously before, subconsciously, absolutely, but it feels like it's a specific person. And so it's kind of like, this space that nobody else can fill. People can, flirt with you, people can hit on you, people can approach you, people can date you, and you're like, it's not doing it for me. And so you miss this person and you feel kind of lost, you feel kind of confused, but it's like, baby, just turn around. Like, how do you not hear that? Turn around. Look at this over here. And that's what you're telling me. Like a year from now, you're like, I don't know how we didn't know this was coming. And it feels like on a subconscious level, you very much do, my darlings. You very much feel this person. Itchy nose confirmation for you, my darlings, as it resonates. A lot of 8s in this connection, which is beautiful. I can hear you telling me actually that you realize very quickly within 4 months, which is a big deal for you, my darlings, that this is the person that you want to be with forever. This person makes every day very, very, very exciting to exist in. This is a comforting person. This is a warm person. This is a healing person. This is a loving person. This is a beautiful person. This is a happy person. This is a smiley person. This is a person who is fearless in all of the ways that you deeply respect and appreciate. And they are very much on their way to you, my darlings. Very much on their way to you. I can hear you actually being the one to tell me, like, they're coming. They're coming really, 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 really soon. So please get ready. Please don't miss out on this. I feel like one of you is from at least one of you is from a place with a lot of like really ornate, really beautiful buildings. Perhaps a place with a lot of like richly ingrained like royal history, or just history with a lot of old preserved buildings. Okay. Okay, let's do the Mermaid Tarot. This is very exciting. Very, very exciting. It also, it feels like you have a lot of projects on the go. And those projects are going to go better than you imagine. It feels like a couple of them are due to be released within the next year, my darlings. And I can hear you saying, like, we could have never predicted how well this would go for us. Which is really cute. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, darlings. Yeah, so this, the Three of Swords, along with playing it safe, it feels like that, like, you're done. You're done with loneliness. And I can hear you actually being the one to tell me, like, we don't need to feel that way anymore. I knew you were coming out. I knew you were coming out, my baby. Absolutely gorgeous. Ugh. Oh, I knew it. I knew it because I thought you were him, but you're him. Okay, this is you both. Regardless of gender, my loves, I don't know how many times I can say it. We do not look at that. This is energy. This is abso-fucking-lutely the energy of you two. I could not describe it better when I was trying to explain your energy. It feels like one of you is very much the King of Cups. Extremely intuitive. Extremely intuitive. I would be surprised if the intuitive in this connection doesn't do it for at least a side hustle. Like, they're making some kind of money doing that, my babies, because they are so fucking tapped in and so nurturing and so protective and such a good provider. And it definitely feels like their intuition allows them to be a provider. And it feels like the other energy is this King of Pentacles, the absolute fucking powerhouse, making extremely wonderful money. Fantastic money, better money than they could have ever imagined, more money than they need, but they shell it out in a very positive, very helpful, very impactful way. And then the Two of Cups, that feels like you, my baby. So it feels like, okay, there's an element of distance here, and I'm hearing you say, but don't worry about it because it's okay. Because it feels like that's something that you're kind of intimidated about, because I'm hearing you explain to me, like, it's hard to not be around them all the time, but they make it okay. And this person does. It feels like this person puts so much love into your connection from the get-go. They are so attentive. They are so thoughtful. They are so loving. They are so protective. They fucking adore you, my darlings. You feel zero loneliness once you connect to this person, my loves. And I can hear you saying we're doing everything right. They're going to show up. All we have to do is accept them. All we have to do is approach them. But please, I can hear you saying over and over again, like, please go for it. Please imbue in the Knight of Swords energy where it's like, just go. Don't hesitate. Don't pause. Don't even fucking think about it, because we can think ourselves into a fucking hole in the ground. Like, just go for it because it feels right for a reason. You're going to make even more money in the next year, my darlings, than you made in the last year. And I feel like by me saying that, you're like, how could that fucking be possible? It's coming, my babies. It is coming. Wish is coming true. I'm hearing you say that one big thing that we've really wanted to do that we weren't sure we would make happen, by the end of this coming year, it's already being set in motion, which is very exciting. And it feels like that happens alongside this person person, my darlings. This person is very supportive and very encouraging of you. This person also welcomes a lot of success into your life. Although it does feel as though you already have a lot of success, this person just, I think it's because they imbue you with so much confidence, because they believe in you above all other things, my darlings. They have so much pride for you, so much affection for you, and that belief in you allows you to imbue yourself with a lot of very, very, very certain, very concrete belief. Whereas before it was a little wibbly wobbly. It was a little, okay, today we believe in ourselves, but tomorrow maybe we don't believe in ourselves as much. Not through this person, my darlings, through this person who has, I feel very strongly for a lot of you, it's this person that has the intuitive connection. But I do feel as though both of you have a very strong intuitive connection. It just feels as though one of you isn't so consciously tapped in, especially with this, like one person being in the water and the other person being above water. The water representing, you know, their intuitive connection. A lot of harmony in this connection, a lot of equality, a lot of balance, a lot of really healthy mutual respect for one another, which is beautiful. I can hear you telling me we've never been loved like this before. And I can hear you also telling me I don't think anybody else could love us the way this person loves us. And I'm going to cry. Okay. Okay. I love the energy of this connection though, my babies. Honestly, truly, I love it. I do. I love it. It definitely feels like an overseas connection. It feels like different countries, perhaps different continents. Not forever. Action. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, that's honestly, essentially the energy of the Knight of Swords, my loves. Simplicity. Oh. Patience. Oh. Oh. And, okay, I didn't want to take both of you, but you both wanted to come out. Pleasure. Yeah, there's a lot of that here, baby. I tell you. I tell you. And then bottom of the deck is security, which is very lovely. So it feels like, it feels, yeah, being called to action, being called to go for it. You both love watching sunsets and sunrises. It feels as though there's a time difference between you both. And so if one of you, you know, gets up before the other person, if you're up in time for the sunrise, then you would take a picture of it and send it to the other person for them to wake up to see, because one of you fucking loves the sky. One of you is very into astrology and gets the other very into astrology. White feathers feel like a very strong significance, my darlings. The moon, deer, cherry blossoms, sparrows, doves, sunsets, and the sound of waves. Excuse me. It feels like this connection, I can hear you saying, like, it's slow, but it's perfect. Because it's like so quickly you're so committed to each other and you're so certain of each other that you don't need to rush. And that's very reassuring for you, my darlings, because it feels like in so many avenues of your life, you're called to rush, and you do not feel like the type of people who rush. It does not feel like people can rush you. I'm getting a lot of Taurus and Gemini energy in this connection, actually. Pisces and Scorpio as well. And it feels like, yeah, like, don't rush me. Libra as well. We got the Justice card. And you're telling me very certainly that this person is worth the wait. They're worth, you know, being apart for a little bit in you know, the form of distance. It doesn't last nearly as long as you think it will, my darlings. You two are so deeply committed to each other. The intimate aspect, and I don't just mean physically, I mean like emotionally and romantically, that aspect of this connection is perfection, my loves. It is perfection. This is a person who has very clearly a absolute soul deep understanding of your heart and of your desires and of your levels of comfort and security. and you get to be completely yourself with this person. This person sees you very clearly because this person wants to see you very clearly, because this person recognizes that you are worthy of being seen clearly. And that's something very special, my darlings. You are able to be open. You are able to be vulnerable. I can hear you saying they make us feel like we don't have to say sorry so much, because it feels like it's almost a knee-jerk reaction for you to apologize a lot of the time, my darlings. Even though 99.9% of the time you do not warrant an apology, my loves, but it's just a reaction. It's a reaction to simmer down situations. It's a reaction to cause things to kind of calm down to base level. And you will take on that responsibility every time, my loves, because that's the person that you are. You're a blanket. You're a blanket in human form. You are comfort, and you are safety, and you are warmth, and you are protection at the cost of yourself in whatever form, my darlings. I can hear you saying to me that this person does not allow that to happen anymore. This person protects you. This person loves you. This person does not let a single fucking person take advantage of you ever again, my darlings. Never again. And you get to be open, and you get to be safe, and you get to be protected, and you get to be loved by this person unconditionally, my darling. So do not hold back from the love that this person has for you, my darlings, because it is going to come out of nowhere. It is going to surprise you. It is going to intimidate you. It is going to make you nervous, because I can hear you telling me most things do. And that's okay, baby. But this is your person. Wholly and truly, this is your person, my loves. I'm dreaming about this person quite a lot, especially in the last 1 to 8 weeks. Or 1 to 8 weeks before you meet this person. I feel like spring is big for this connection as well. Because I can feel seasonal allergies. We have the Four of Pentacles. We have the World. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, baby, come on now. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the High Priestess. And we have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, that's gorgeous. That's gorgeous. I love it. I love what I'm seeing. Okay, so this person definitely extremely protective of you. It also feels like right before you meet them, you make a very significant purchase, like a very, 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 very chunky purchase. But the money comes back, I'm hearing you saying. You're like, which it doesn't feel like you worry about money anyway, because it feels like money just always gravitates towards you anyway, my darlings. It will increase in the next year. It will also increase through this connection, my loves. You two just, you welcome those pentacles, my babies. You welcome those pentacles because you're good with those pentacles. You make a very positive impact with those pentacles. It feels as though 6 months to 8 months before you connect with this person, you go through a massively impactful transformation. It does feel as though that transformation for a lot of you is against your will. It feels as though for a lot of you it's not a very comfortable transformation, but it is a transformation that has its purpose, that has its meaning. And when you get to the other side of it, my darlings, although you'll still be feeling it, you will be on the other side of it. That is when you meet this person, my loves. I do feel as though a lot of you are meeting online, because I can see a lot of texting, a lot of typing on a screen. I'm hearing you say it starts with a message. It starts with a message that really surprises you, and I feel like some of you don't notice the message at first. Some of you could be receiving a lot of messages. Some of you could just, it could end up somewhere where you don't really see it. It starts with a message, and it's, yeah. Yeah, there's, somebody's touching my hair again. One of you in this connection has very, very fluffy hair. One of you has very fluffy hair. One of you has very long hair. And it feels like, it feels like, yeah, one of you really likes playing with the other person's hair. It's a very romantic energy right off the bat. There's a lot of flirtation here, my darlings. but a lot of really authentic, really charming flirtation. Like there's just something about you both where despite how there's a lot of charisma in this connection, but there's something about the way that you two communicate with each other that because you're telling me, you're like, I knew that that was just for me. What they called me was just for me. The way they spoke to me was just for me. A lot of really deep-seated, certain commitment, my darlings. That's very comforting for you because I don't feel as though that's something that you've ever had very strongly or obviously from another person. This person is very obvious in how committed they are to you right off the bat, my darlings. And I feel as though that is something that they're very open with you about. And it feels like that's something you both share. Like you both don't feel like the type of person to be dating a few people at the same time before you know, develop strong enough feelings to like pursue one as a committed relationship. It's like, no, if I'm going to put myself out there for a person, it's for a reason. It's because that person made me feel a pull to them that I didn't feel elsewhere. And so it's like you're already committed before you're committed, kind of a thing. Excuse Rowan for snoring, but also confirmation probably. And so one of you is really, really psychic as fuck though. It feels like you're both very hardworking. It feels like you both are, for the most part, independent workers. One of you definitely works in spirituality, but it feels like both of you make a very positive impact doing what you do towards others. You're very healing, very providing. I also feel as though eventually you do start working together. You build something very unique, very successful together. I can hear you telling me we're inseparable, which is really cute. Oh, okay. We'll pull the Moonology, and then we'll pull the Archangel Answers, and then you can ask a yes or no question, my babies, with the Oracle deck. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Oh, my sweet babies. Oh, goodness gracious. I love you so dear. I do, I do, I do. Your energy, you're so gentle. Oh, babies. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Excited goat sounds. Bottom of the deck is Believe in the Impossible. Blue moon, absolutely gorgeous. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. Work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. And a time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Yeah. Very clear messages, not only that you want to know yourself for yourself, my darlings, but also that this person wants you to know as well. You are good enough for this connection, my loves. This person is not too good to be true. I can hear you saying that very, very clearly. A wish come true is not too good to be true, my darlings, and this person is your wish come true. This is everything that you have wanted and everything you have waited for, but also everything you are worthy of and everything you are deserving of, my darlings. Work through your fears. Release the fear that you shouldn't have this person, that this person will in some way or form leave you or abandon you. No. Wholly and certainly. And a year from now, you know that for truth, my darlings. So release it now. A new romantic cycle begins. This is happening very quickly. This is happening very quickly for a lot of you within the next 3 new moons. Some of you I'm hearing even by the next new moon, which is, I couldn't even tell you. And, this is so nice to have You Are Good Enough be the full moon, which is, you know, releasing and letting go, and then to have 3 new moons for new beginnings. This is lovely. I also didn't even notice that when I said the next 3 new moons, so that's really nice confirmation. I was looking at the wall. People are really surprised when they do private readings with me face to face, and I guess people think like I'll be looking at them and I'm looking like, usually it's like just over their shoulder to the left, and I'm just spacing out the whole time because there's other stuff I'm focusing on, my babies. But yeah, people are like, oh, am I, like, they usually move into my line of vision and then I'll like look away again and they'll be like, oh, over here, and I'm like, no, I don't need to look at you, baby. There's other stuff going on. And a time to give rather than take. This feels as though, again, a tandem message from you as well as your person, because you two are so closely linked, my babies. This is deep soulmates. You two are fucking intertwined. Like, you're like this, inseparable. I know it's so itchy. One of you could have a nose piercing because I just accidentally pulled my nose piercing out of my nose. A time to give rather than take. Okay, a time to give rather than take. Bring it back, please. You gave it to me and then you took it away. My love's gonna have it back, please. Time to give rather than take. Yeah, giving back to yourself. Giving back to yourself, fully taking care of yourself. It feels as though you're going to go through a period where taking care of yourself kind of doesn't take prevalence until you're forced to take prevalence. It feels like some of you put off taking care of yourself for so long that you end up getting quite sick. And you're forced to take care of yourselves. You get better, and then you realize, okay, no, I have to take care of myself. The sleep schedule gets better, my darlings. The health regime gets better, paying more attention to your body, moving your body more, being more aware of what you're putting into your body, being more aware of your emotions, protecting your emotions more, being more vulnerable with your emotions, with yourself, and more honest, and not hiding away from your emotions, my darlings. And then you meet your person, which is very exciting. Okay, let's get some archangel animals, and then we'll ask a yes or no question. This feels so warm, though. This feels so warm. I can hear you telling me how wonderful this person is at hugging. Oh my fucking god, my nose, though. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, they're cute. Oh, they're cute. Someone is quite a bit shorter than another person in this connection, or I see you both having rather different body types. So one person is, you know, more slender, more lanky, and another person is more full-figured, more curvy, or more muscular, or one person is more muscular, one person's more curvy, one person's more muscular, one person's more lanky. Take it how it resonates, but it does feel as though there is a difference in size. Also in hands. The hands feel like, ow, very different sizes. Sorry, my wrist cracked and it went like up to my finger. Rabbit, recognize your significance, Archangel Gabriel. Definitely a heart-centered connection. Rainbows are huge signifiers for this connection, my darlings. It's going to rain a lot 3 days before you meet this person. But you two are linked at the heart, my babies. You two are linked at the heart, and this person and you have been giving each other a lot of heart healing back and forth for your entire lives. And that just increases a millionfold once you're connected, my babies. It's absolutely beautiful. I knew bear was coming out. I meant to say it when I was talking about hugging. You were telling me how good this person is at hugging. You're a very good hugger as well. It feels like one person definitely has like longer limbs, longer arms. And one person is a really tight hugger. You know when you hug somebody, and I have a friend like this. When they hug me, it like sometimes my back cracks because they're squeezing me so hard. And like a weaker person maybe wouldn't like that, but I'm like, this is nice. Like they hug like they're squeezing the stuffing out of you, and it's very sweet. It's very lovely. There's a lot of love in their hugs. Use power with wisdom, archangels Uriel and Jophiel. Whale, live as a fully conscious being, archangels Mary and Jules. And deer, is this the pile where I said deer were significant, were a signifier? Maybe it was. If it's not, then I'm saying it now. Hello. Trust in the support of the universe, archangels Michael and Faith. Okay, the names Michael are very important in this connection. Mary, Daniel, David, Thomas, Gabriel, Victoria, Paul, Paulina. I'm hearing Katie, but I don't know if that's a name that's significant or if it's just somebody trying to get my attention. And I'm like, hang on a second, baby. Yeah. Yeah. So definitely the person in this connection who isn't as consciously tapped in to their intuition right before you meet this person, about 2 months before you meet this person, my darlings, you are going to be having such vivid premonitions, vivid dreams, vivid intuitive insights. You're going to be seeing this person clearly. You're going to be feeling, perhaps not them directly, because again, I feel as though one of you isn't fully tapped into your subconscious, but you're going to be feeling something big coming. And it feels like because you're working on so many projects, you could be thinking that it's related to work. And then this person just plops into your lap and you're like, oh, hi. And they're like, hi, I'm in love with you. Um, bottom of the deck energy is Rhinoceros, be strong and courageous, Archangels, Sandalphon, and Rokiel. So a lot of, messages from you a year from now, my darlings, being like, please go for it. Please just do it. Just trust us. Go for it. Go for it. Approach this person. Be open with this person. Speak your feelings to this person. Don't hold back, because we don't want to miss out on this. Because this connection is absolutely fucking fantastic, my loves. This connection is so fantastic that your energy a fucking year from now came to me when I was changing the sheets of my daughter's bed and getting ready to do laundry, because you were so excited about this connection that you wanted me to film an entire reading about it to ensure that you didn't miss out on it, that you had the reassurance that you needed to go for it when this person approaches you or when this person comes into your life, my darlings. And that's fucking stunning. That's beautiful. I cannot express to you how gorgeous that is. Is there anything else? All right, my loves. We are going to pull... There's a grandmother and grandfather as well, or a mother and father that are watching over this connection very, very closely. And I feel like whatever energy is watching over you, this person is mirroring. So if you have a grandfather, grandmother that you are particularly close to, or that you feel energetically very close to that are watching over you, somebody is blowing on my hair. It definitely feels like one of you is significantly taller than the other, because there's a lot of resting a chin on my head and kissing the top of my head. And yeah, so if you have a grandmother, grandfather who are particularly close to you, this person has the same spirit connection, or mother and father, or however it pertains to you, my darlings. My eye is twitching. Oh. All right, my loves, get ready for what? I won't tell you. Get ready to ask your question, yes or no question, my loves, and we will pull a card or two about it. Oh, they like it when I do this one this way. Okay. Ain't that just how it goes? If you need more time, feel free to pause the video, my loves. No rush. It definitely feels like as you're watching this, though, things are really, 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 really changing very much. And it feels like, yeah, this person is just about to come through for a lot of you. For some of you, you could already have the message from them, or they from you. It just could not have been seen or read or replied to yet. But like, things are happening very quickly, very soon in this connection, my loves. No need to worry. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, which is really nice, because you worry a lot, my babies, and that's okay. That's a nice reassurance. And then bottom of the deck is you're going in the right direction, so don't worry. Yeah, it feels like a lot of you asked about, like, you know, am I going the right way? Like, how do I know I'm not going to miss this person, etc., etc., etc. And so a lot of reassurance that, you know, don't worry. Don't worry, my babies, you're doing everything right. This is going to happen exactly as it's meant to, and it feels like it's going to happen very, 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 very quickly. Is there anything else, my loves? Ooh, they give me a shiver and they tell me no. Group number 3, you beautiful darlings. I am so excited for you. Oh my God. Whenever I'm editing, I always see myself fuck up these piles, and I can't imagine how stressful it is for you guys, but like, I gotta tell you, my babies, I'm coming down from channeling. I don't know what's going on around me. It gets crazy over there. When I go, when I do readings for people, if I go like to visit somebody or do a house cleansing or whatever the fuck, I can't even drive myself home after. I have to have somebody drive me, because I'm like, whoa. But I'm really, really, really happy for you, my babies. This is a fantastic connection. I love how excited you are about this connection. All of the kind, wonderful things you've told me about this person. And what's really nice is that when a year from now you're in the headspace of we really fucking deserve this connection. We deserve to be loved the way that we're loved by this person. And we know fully and truly that no one else could love us the way that this person loves us, and how lucky you are, but also recognizing how lucky this person is to be with you and have you, my darlings. And it's beautiful. It's a really beautiful place for you to be in, my darlings. And I'm just so fucking excited for you. I am so happy for you. You are so worthy of this. And it's going to be magnificent, my loves. Really, 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 it's going to be fantastic. But I hope you enjoyed that, my loves. If you did, please feel free to let me know by leaving a comment. I love to hear from you, and I love to talk to you. If the reading resonated, my energy resonated, please consider subscribing. All of my links for Patreon that has the extended 18+ readings, exclusive readings, monthly forecasts, so on and what have you. My Instagram, my Etsy, and my email for more information on private readings are down in the description box below. Thank you so much for being here with me. I'm very happy for you, very excited for you, my loves. You have come through one more time to be like, no, seriously, go for it. So seriously, go for it. I love you very, very much. Bye. Hello, 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 my beautiful darlings. Last but not least, my darling group number 4. If you picked this card, Mediumship. That's a fucking cool card. This is your reading on future messages from yourself from a year from now. Hee hee ha ha or something. Messages from your future self a year from now, my darlings. Oh, yes, I knew with mediumship. You're my psychics, my babies. You are my psychics. You are tapped the fuck in. This is my psychic group. 2, High Priestess, Archangel Haniel, powerful psychic insights, reflection, and meditation that provides valuable information, and be at peace. And that... And then we have the Emperor, Archangel Uriel, stability and efficiency, taking charge of a situation, and ambitious plans. If you felt called to number 3, my darlings, it does feel as though this group in pile number 3 could have some similar energies if you felt called to it, my loves. Okay. Oh, my nose is itchy. A lot of very strong spiritual energy moving through this group, though. A lot. Optimism, kindred partnership, that's very cute. Fragmented energy, and planning and action. Okay, very exciting. Very, very exciting, very exciting. So, it does feel as though, it does feel as though a connection is at the forefront of what is happening for you in the next year, my darlings. It also feels as though in the next year you could either be moving or you could be planning a significant move, and that could connect to you making space for this person that you're connecting to, my loves. And it does feel as though one of you is very strongly intuitive. It feels as though you knew this person was coming at an intuitive level, dreaming about this person a lot. It feels like some of you presently could kind of be stuck in a phase where you're not really able to connect to them very strongly through your dreams, which is very frustrating because you've been dreaming about them for like 6 years consecutively. And you're about to start dreaming about them again, or you didn't dream about them for a little while and then you're going to start dreaming about, or you've just recently started dreaming about them as well. It feels like you can't see their face clearly, though. They're either turned away from you or their face is obscured in some way. But I'm hearing you say very clearly, like, that doesn't even matter because we could recognize them so easily. It feels as though some of you could have started your own business in the last 2 years, or in the next year, you have successfully taken off a business that you have started independently, that you are in charge of. It feels like money. Ooh, oh no, where'd you go? It feels as though money is very, very steady, very stable for you, my darlings. It feels as though your intuition has increased a lot in the last 2 years. It feels like your recognition at work has increased a lot, and that is going to continue in the next year, my darlings. It also feels as though the recognition that you have around you is... We have the Empress after the Emperor, my babies. That's fucking stunning. I would like one more, please. Thank you, my loves. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. The recognition that you get at work, bottom of the deck is the Ace of Cups, is going to increase a lot and improve a lot in the next year, my darlings. And I can hear you saying, like, you know, you've finally been recognized for the effort and the time and the work that you put into what you do in a really positive way, as opposed to before, especially in the last year, there's been a lot of envy. There's been a lot of, you know, kind of negative energy pertaining to people being very envious of what you've done and what you've built and what you've created, and fuck them, it doesn't even matter. It feels as though in the last year you've undergone a very, very, very significant, very heavily emotional transformation, my darlings. It does feel as though you have connected to the energy that you've been lacking. So if you're a very, very feminine person, you've been connecting to your masculine energy. If you're a very masculine person, you've been connecting to your feminine energy. And again, that is energetic, my darlings. That has nothing to do with gender. It never fucking does. So instead of just, you know, giving and putting out there, you're receiving, or instead of just always receiving, always taking in, always bogged down with emotions, you know, you're taking more action and putting more out there, which is really, really, really nice. It feels as though in the last 8 months in particular, you've had a lot of solitude. You've had a lot of hermit phases. You've really kind of receded away from outer energies and from, you know, kind of putting yourself out there and really kind of existing in a brighter and lighter space, my darlings. And that's been difficult, but it also did, you know, at times have its purpose, because there's been so many transformations that you've been going through, that you've needed a lot of rest, and you've needed a lot of quiet, and you've needed, you know, a lot of kind of time to process all of the things that you were feeling very deeply and very strongly, my loves. But now you've come out of that, and you have a really healthy balance with the King of Cups and the Queen of Swords, a really healthy balance between your heart and your mind, my loves. They are now working in tandem, as opposed to kind of one working against the other, or one, you know, being at the forefront and the other being sacrificed at the cost of your own well-being, my darlings. That is no longer the case. It does feel as though in the next year something happens that allows you to be very widely recognized, very widely celebrated, my loves. You have a really significant achievement under your belt in the next year, something that you've really wanted to do for a very long time, is put out into the public and is really, 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 really well received. There's a very, very loving, very beautiful, very, very gentle, very affectionate, very funny, very intelligent, very wonderful energy coming your way, my darlings. In the next year, you feel really, really, really fucking happy. It does feel as though this is a person who you have a very deep psychic connection with. I feel as though there's a lot of telepathic messaging going back and forth between you both, as well as a lot of messages through songs and through visual media. I'm also hearing memes as well. There's a lot there's a lot of messages going back and forth through memes between you both that you'll end up like sharing, or like you're seeing like a lot of their sense of humor. It seems like you both have like a very, very similar, very compatible sense of humor, but you're seeing a lot of their sense of humor and vice versa through memes that are popping up around you that are like different from what you'd use or what you'd like save on your phone, but that you find like very, very funny. You feel very at peace. A year from now, my darlings, you feel very fucking at peace. You feel very content. You feel very happy. You feel very settled, absolutely, in the energy that you're where you're meant to be. And I can hear you saying, like, this is, if this isn't perfection, this is as close to perfection as anybody could possibly get. We have abundance, we have leadership, we have illumination, and we have inner peace. Confirmation. Thank you so much, my babies. That's beautiful. And it's wonderful. It is wonderful. It's such, this connection especially is so healthy and positive And it's a wish come true for certain, my darlings. This person is better than you could have ever imagined, and that's saying something, because you have a very, 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 very vivid, very powerfully, um, very, very powerful imagination that you utilize to manifest, my darlings. And this person surpasses all of those expectations that you have. Somebody could be from Canada with the polar bear. But a lot of success in the upcoming year, my darlings. A lot of success, which is saying something, because it feels like you've already welcomed so much success that to say like even more is coming, you're like, I don't even know what to think of that. I don't even know what I would do with that. But it's coming for a reason, my darlings, and it's beautiful. It is very beautiful. One of you could be visiting Japan in the next year. You could have recently visited Japan. You could be moving to Japan. You could be from Japan. You could work for a Japanese company. We have the Five of Wands. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Absolutely. We have the Fool. Yeah. We have the Three of Pentacles. I'd like to take a couple more. We have the Three of Swords. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the Two of Cups. Yeah, I had a feeling you were coming out. And we have the King of Cups again. That's gorgeous. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Yeah, really beautiful soulmate connection here, my babies. Really, really, really strong, really gorgeous. A lot of wishes coming true, my loves. In the next year, I can hear you saying we've done something really great with our money. You've either started your own charity or you've donated a huge, significant amount of money to a charity, something that you've wanted to do for a very long time. I don't know why this is coming through. Could just be for confirmation, but those of you with a womb, I feel like you're just about to start your moon cycle. Or you're going through like symptoms that are like kind of surprising you, and you're like, that doesn't usually happen right now. I don't know why that's coming through, but it is. Really in your power, though. I can hear you saying that a year from now, you are where you've wanted to be for so long, and I can't believe we finally did it. And I can hear you also saying, like, and alongside this person as well. A fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries, meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. Believe in the impossible, blue moon. This came up as well as a few of these cards in pile number 3, my darlings, if you felt drawn to that at all. And show the world the real you. Okay, so it feels like you are alongside this person. This person feels very strong. This person feels very certain. This person feels very secure, very comfortable, very fearless, very encouraging, very protective. And so alongside them, you are able to have really good boundaries in what you do for a living, and you are able to be a more authentic version of yourself. And that doesn't just pertain to work, my darlings. That pertains to your existence as a whole. It feels like your existence has always kind of been hushed or been sort of, you know, glazed over into a version of yourself that's less authentic, but that you believe will be more widely accepted and approved of. And then this person comes in and sees you very clearly and loves you wholly and fully as you truly are, and says basically, my love, why would you hide that away from the world? Why would you not show the world this when this is something beautiful, when the way that you truly are and the way that you exist wholly and fully is wonderful in every single way, and it allows you to live a more truthful, authentic version of yourself that's really meaningful to you, my darlings. And I can hear you saying that you're very grateful. You're very, very grateful for this. It does feel as though you'll meet this person very, very, very quickly. Aries season as well as Aquarius season as well as Pisces season could be significant for this connection, as well as spring. For a lot of you, I do feel, yeah, there's a lot of really strong passion in this connection, my darlings, but I'm hearing you saying we don't have to pretend. And it feels as though in terms of intimacy, physical intimacy, or that kind of, you know, your level of experience or your level of whatever the fuck in relation to that, you've had to kind of switch up and change and, you know, be less authentic about than you were in truth for whatever reason, for approval, for, you know, attention, whatever reason, my darlings, and you're telling me that you don't have to do that with this person. You can be very, very, very real and very genuinely yourself. I'm also hearing you saying that it's really important that you allow yourself to be that true version of yourself, because that's the version of you that this person wants to see, that this person loves. And I can hear you saying, like, we don't deserve to hide away anymore. We don't deserve to quiet down who we really are, not with them. Which is really, really fucking sweet. It's a really beautiful connection. I feel like by the end of the next year, thank you, darlings, you could be planning on moving in with this person, or you could be designing like a house or making space for this person. And I can hear you saying, like, you know, we've never been this certain before about anything. We have Gray Squirrel, finding new ways of solving problems. Archangel Raphael. Eagle, sees opportunities courageously. Archangel Bokbi. Bat, see-through illusion into truth. Archangel Darenka. And Ant, cooperate for the highest good of the community. Archangel Priminelek. Okay, yeah, so definitely, it definitely feels as though you're doing something in the next year, most likely alongside this person, that really positively impacts a lot of people in a really beautiful way, which is something very meaningful to you. There's a lot of pride you feel for yourself in doing that, my darlings. See-through illusion into truth. It feels as though you're really clearing out your circle in the next year, and so the circle will be smaller, my darlings, but the circle will be more authentic. You are no longer entertaining people who do not have your best interest at heart, who do not value as much as they should. You're no longer keeping the peace for the sake of just keeping the peace, my darlings. You're like, no, if you don't value the space that I exist in, then you don't need to be in my space. And that's a really beautiful energy to have as well, my darlings. Seize opportunities courageously, my loves, feels like it pertains to this person, this connection. When you meet this person, when you find this person, when you see this person, the pull that you feel to this person, please follow through with it, my loves. I can hear you saying very clearly, you don't want to miss out on the opportunity to connect with somebody who is so very deeply your person. It feels like in the last 6 months to a year, you've dealt with a lot of conflict as well, in varying degrees, some very small, some very, you know, massive and inconvenient and difficult and troubling. And it feels as though that does calm in the next year, but also you are able to get through issues with a new sense of clarity within the next year as well, my darlings. And it does feel as though that also pertains to this person coming through, and their encouragement and their strength and their protection and their security that they offer you, my loves. Is there anything else? Ooh, okay, my loves. Think on a yes or no question if you feel called to do so, my darlings. And we are going to pull an oracle deck and get an answer for you. This is a really, 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 the same kind of lovely warmth in this connection that pile number 3 had. Okay, my darlings. If you need more time, feel free to pause for your yes or no question. Choose a new direction. Okay. Ask it with a bit more clarity, my darlings, or ask it in a different way, please. Thank you. Listen to your intuition. And unlikely. Okay, so I feel like some of you, for those of you that resonated with listen to your intuition, that felt like a yes. Unlikely feels like there were some of you who were asking, oh, the throat chakra, my babies. Some of you who were asking, bottom of the deck is no need to worry, about a person that you already know or that have connected with previously. And that feels like no, because it feels like this is a very new energy, a very new person, my loves. Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious, the throat chakra, my loves. Is there anything else? Speaking your truth is going to become a lot easier in the next year as well, my darlings. It feels like a year from now, you're telling me, like, we don't even have to think about it anymore. Like, we don't have to think about, you know, what we're saying to you know, have the most approval from others, or to, you know, let people down gently. Like, we just speak our truth, and the people that matter don't mind and respect us for it. And that's a really beautiful place for you to be in, my loves. Now, is there anything else? Oh, they give me a shiver and they tell me no. Group number 4, my darlings. I am so very excited for you. That is really, 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 really wonderful things that are coming your way in the next year, my darlings. Your energy is just so, it's so wonderful. You're so content. You're so at peace. I can hear you just saying over and over and over again, like, finally, finally, we worked so hard for this. Finally, 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 we have all these things we've wished for. Finally, we get to, like, pursue new wishes, and that's so exciting. And it's really lovely. I hope that you enjoyed that, my darlings. If you did, please feel free to leave a comment and let me know. I would love to hear from you. I do love talking to you. If the reading resonated, my energy resonated, please consider subscribing. All of my links for Patreon with the extended 18+ readings, the exclusive readings, monthly forecast, my Instagram, my Etsy page, as well as my email for more information on private readings are down in the description box below. A lot of heart chakra opening as well in the next year. My darlings, you're going to feel, especially pertaining to this connection with this beautiful, wonderful person. But thank you so much for being here with me, my darlings. I love you very, very much. Bye.